Joining me now is Heritage Foundation Economics Research Fellow EJ Antoni and former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee. Gentlemen, Happy New Year to both of you. Mike, let me start with you if I can. I think as long as we keep our freedoms intact, and there are questions about that, we can recover from this. I wouldn't say without any problem, but as we have before. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would, David. I mean, that's the fundamental important link in all of this, is that we have free enterprise capitalism. If we lose that, if we have the government trying to dictate every aspect of it, then we're in real trouble. And we are in trouble. I think we need to really be angry at the Republicans who voted for this incredibly overinflated omnibus bill for the simple reason that this is like their justification. Well, but we really needed this chair. This chair is important. So what did they do? They went and built an entire house in order to get the chair. They should have just said, we're only going to pay for the chair. We aren't paying for a new house. We're not going to go 1.7 trillion. We will do the things that are important, and that's it. But they didn't. They wimped out, they wussed out, and it's going to be painful for the American people.
Mike, I'm going to stick with you for a second and go back down memory lane. Well, no, not that long ago, but close to 30 years ago was the first time you and I met, and we had a discussion about term limits. Aren't Mitch McConnell and President Biden perfect examples, maybe poster kids, for the reason we need term limits in this country, whether you're talking about the Senate, the House, et cetera?
100%, David. Term limits just flushes the system. I'm going to let the analogy kind of lay there and not go into more detail. But we need to flush it every now and then. Otherwise, it really smells up the house. That's what we have now, is that we have the same people who have been there for 30, 40 years. They've never lived in the private sector economy. They don't sign the front of a paycheck. They only know to sign the back of one. And they're filled with insider information. When you go to Congress and you can barely make a living, and 30 years later you're a multimillionaire on a salary that's less than $200,000 a year, David, something just doesn't smell right.
Right, and we can talk about members of both sides of the aisle who do exactly that. All right, EJ, let us drill down a moment on this Omnibus. How much will an extra 1.7, maybe even $2 trillion, that might be the final figure, how much will that mess up our economy in 2023?
Well, it's a shame, David. We actually already saw this with Joe Biden's American Rescue Plan, which had almost the same price tag to it.
That's true.
And so we saw what the effects from that were. We saw employment growth slow down dramatically. We saw inflation skyrocket. I mean, think about this. Joe Biden managed to get inflation to the point where prices were rising about as fast in a month as they did in the entire year before he became president. And all of his spending was a chief part of that.
So, EJ, then there is something about which you've written quite a bit and some really interesting reporting that you've done on this, its immense expansion of welfare over the past 2 years. And you have discovered that, in fact, in some states, you can get more from being on the dole than you can get from salary and all your benefits combined, right?
That's exactly right, David. And what's really amazing is that because Joe Biden has expanded Obamacare so dramatically, you can make $500,000 in many parts of the country, and you still qualify for these health care subsidies. So you combine that, these essentially free health care benefits, with unemployment benefits, and you get the annualized equivalent of a six-figure salary in some states.
And you're going to see higher inflation. I mean, clearly, it may come down a little bit from 7%, but it's going to still remain at a point where it takes people's wages away from them. Any gain that they make in wages is going to be cut by inflation. And as a result of that, if the Fed stays true to what it says, they're going to be raising rates, and that makes the recession even worse. So, Mike, will 2023 convince voters that government is the problem, not the solution, to borrow from Ronald Reagan?
I would love to say, David, it sure will, but the answer is no, it won't. People get addicted to the sugar. And the more they eat, the more they want. And so what's going to happen is good old, as I call him, Uncle Sugar, will keep doling it out, and people will say, I like this free stuff. I like it that the government will pay me to not work, and I can make as much money not working as working. What EJ just said is what I hope Americans will hear. When you get money from the government, you tend to think, hey, this is free, but it isn't. Everybody's paying for it. It's just that some of the people paying for it haven't even been born yet, and boy, oh boy, are they ever going to pay for it.
Well, EJ, you know, Mike is sounding a lot like Home Depot co-founder Bernie Marcus, who just said that socialism is ruining our work ethic in this country, and he sees it as a very serious problem that could cloud our future as a nation. I'm just thinking that a recession, which we're probably going to go into in 2023, might sort of snap people out of this addiction to welfare that a lot of them have. What do you think?
You know, that's certainly the hope, David, but the problem with that is that the Biden administration has greatly expanded many welfare programs, not only expanded eligibility, but also expanded the benefits that you can receive. And so they have made it that much easier to be on the government dole and to stay there. So unfortunately, I'm not sure a recession is going to be the magic bullet to get more people back to work.
Mike, a lot of people think we shouldn't be looking inside the Beltway. We should look at the grassroots changes that are happening in this country. We saw that first in Virginia, I think, when they had that off-year election before the midterms. And Youngkin came in with a brand new staff, a new attorney general, new lieutenant governor, the great Winsome Sears. And of course, in your state, your own daughter followed father's footsteps in becoming the governor. She's going to be the next great governor of your state. So is the local changes, the grassroots changes for governors, for mayors, for school boards, are they going to make a difference in this country?
Well, David, I lost a part of your audio, so I'm going to have to depend upon my ability to read your lips to fully answer. But I think we're just living in a time where people have lost faith in government, and yet at the same time, they believe that the government is going to be able to rescue them and will always provide a rock-solid bottom. I don't believe that. I think the government, as Ronald Reagan said, as you quoted before, government is the problem. It's not the solution. But more Americans are going to have to wake up and see that. And there's going to have to be a recovery to a new kind of work ethic, as you discussed a while ago.
Well, I want to go back to EJ. Hopefully we'll fix the earpiece for Mike Huckabee. But EJ, you also have individuals who are getting caught in the debt trap, and particularly younger individuals who've known their whole life. I'm talking about Gen Z, which is 18 to 24, 25. Their whole life they've known virtually no interest rates, or 1% or 2% interest rates. Now they're dealing with debts that have interest rates of 7, 8, 9%, or a lot more double-digit interest on their credit cards. And 1 in 5 young adults, 18 to 24, with a credit card line are now have collections on them. That is to say that they are overdue, and the agencies, the debt cards that they have and the credit cards that they have are going after them for non-payment of debts. This is a serious problem, right?
Absolutely, and it's even more serious when you consider the fact that student loans have been on pause for almost 3 years, and that what people have effectively been allowed to do is channel money that should be going to repay those debts into things like credit cards. But we really shouldn't be surprised that we have this problem with credit card debt, because if you look at the average family, for example, prices have risen so much faster than wages that they've lost $5,800 in purchasing power. On top of that, as the Federal Reserve belatedly raises interest rates, that's adding another $1,300 in borrowing costs on top of that. So the average family is effectively over $7,000 poorer under the Biden administration.
EJ, I want to throw you one more, which is kind of outside of the area we've been talking about, the hypocrisy on the Trump tax returns. We had the Trump tax returns come out. I want to show a quote from Senate Finance Chair Ron Wyden, Democrat, saying, quote, Trump's returns likely look similar to those of many other wealthy tax cheats, hundreds of partnership interests, highly questionable deductions, and debts that can be shifted around to wipe out tax liabilities. Now, look at two headlines concerning the Bidens' tax payments over the years. How the Bidens dodged the payroll tax is one of them. They used an S-corp to avoid paying more than $500,000 in levies for Medicare. Joe Biden used tax code loophole Obama tried to plug. That is to say, Biden was using a loophole that even his boss, President Obama, wanted to get rid of. I mean, it just shows how our entire tax code needs to be changed. We got to get rid of all the deductions and go down to a flat tax for everybody. No?
No, that's exactly right. You know, one of the great moments from the 2016 presidential debates was when Hillary Clinton accused Donald Trump of cheating on his taxes. And he very plainly said, look, I only use the laws that you and your cronies have put in place. And if Donald Trump had really cheated on his taxes, then the IRS would be going after him for tax fraud. But he did not commit tax fraud. He merely engaged in tax avoidance, which is perfectly legal.
And which is exactly what Joe Biden did. I mean, they are both poster boys for going to a flat tax and getting rid of the deductions. EJ, great to see you. Have a wonderful new year. And our best to Mike Huckabee. Unfortunately, we lost his connection, but he's a wonderful guy, and we were pleased to have him here tonight.